Battle. How familiar he was with it. Ever since a boy of 12 he had fought, killed, and won. Over the years he had developed into a great and formidable champion, often towering over other men. For years now he had served King Asbjorn, and had been rewarded for it. Once he was merely the son of a fisherman. Now he was a Jarl in Sapphire Land, with the lands of the Bosnians his to rule. But he was far from those lands. These were the plains and hills of the Italians, with them facing the host of their queen. Their Swedish brethren had come to aid them, doubling their host. He was sure that victory would be assured. Many men of formidable repute found themselves here. The legendary king himself, the fierce Aid and the savage Ragnar. But he would not be cowed by such men. He never had been. As he looked over the battlefield, he tore off the eye patch he was wearing, to reveal the empty socket that remained beneath it. It would surely horrify the Italians as it did all Christians. Then he put on his helm, ready for the battle. The Norsemen arrayed themselves on a hill opposite the Italian host. Then came a long silence that held its sway over the battlefield, as both armies stood and awaited the clash. Gunvald held his two axes tightly as he mouthed a small promise to bring many a death this day. Suddenly, the silence was ripped apart by a roar that came from the Norsemen. Shouts and curses began spreading throughout the army as Gunvald picked up the chant. The men began clashing their axes and shields together, as did the large Norseman with his two axes. If the Christians had any hope of reclaiming their so-called holy city, it must have died in that moment. But, to their credit, the Christians didn't flee, but instead charged at the Vikings, their horses riding ahead up the hill trying to decimate the lines of Norsemen. He chuckled. How foolish were these men. "Shield wall!" His command echoed across the lines as the men formed up. He took a step back. Shields had never been a weapon he preferred, but they had their purpose. As the riders came and approached, he waited for the clash. Waited and waited. "Now!" he shouted as his axe began to spin through the air, followed by a volley of arrows and further axes and spears. The idea had been formed by Count Aid, to take away their cavalry with archers and axe throws, but it was not aimed at their armoured warriors, instead at their horses. Their heavy armour would trap them downwards and the Norsemen would break them and slaughter them. It worked with lines upon lines of horsemen falling. Screams of terror and agony echoed across the field. Without anything further, Gunvald pushed himself past the shield wall, his axe swinging in his hand. He lunged forward, a scream coming out of his mouth. "For Odin!" he shouted, as his axe buried itself in the neck of a fallen horseman. The rest of the line came shouting after him. Today they would bring a feast to the halls of Odin in Valhalla. Tearing his axe out of the dead man's flesh, he charged further at the riders, picking up another axe during his charge. He charged at the first of their footmen, a nervous boy, soft-blooded, one of those who never knew hardship. The boy nearly dropped his spear when he saw the one-eyed man. The look of terror soon replaced with a deep gash of blood as the axe of the man killed him where he stood. The Norseman clashed with Christians all around him, as he threw one of his axes into another horse that was charging at him. He used his other to kill the rider where he lay, pinned and screaming beneath his mount. He retrieved both his axes. Suddenly, a charge came and Gunvald turned to face some armoured fool, swinging his spear at him. The large Norseman stepped aside and dropped an axe, grabbing the spear within his hand and using his other hand to bury an axe into the boy's face. Letting go of the spear, he continued fighting and hacking all those who were in his way to ribbons. So taken aback by his enjoyment of this, he soon noted that the battlefield had become littered with corpses. He looked around for any man he knew, but there were none, only men clashing upon men. It was there that he spotted a man atop a white horse, protected by multiple armoured men. It was their king, the man who wished to take the holy city back. He would make a good prize for them to kill. Spotting a group of fellow Norsemen, he shouted at them with a commanding voice. "There is their king, let us kill the man!" And then he was charging at them, his two axes cleaving a fresh path through any men who dared to come his way. One of the armoured men placed himself in front of him, a sword and shield raised. Gunvald threw his axe at his sword and managed to knock it from his grip. Then, using his abnormal size, he pushed the man down into the ground and let him be trampled. The Norseman took his other axe and threw it at the king's horse. Blood came gushing out of the wound Gunvald had created as it fell down shrieking. The Norseman lunged at the Italian king as he pulled him from his fallen steed. His hand tore the helm from the king's head. He looked up at Gunvald with a terrified expression whilst a sadistic smile covered the warrior's face. Gripping his head between his hands, he began turning it further and further. The bones made a sickening crunch as the face had turned halfway, the life escaping the wide eyes of the king, and in one final movement, the head was torn from the body. The Viking raised it in the air as a prize. "See your king here," Gunvald shouted to all those around him. "Your false god will never be able to protect you as Odin or Thor will. You are all weak, so bow before those who are stronger." The battle seemed to have stopped for a moment as the Christians saw their decapitated king. Then Gunvald's eye met that of a man who had the markings of a king. The heir then, he turned to his fellow Norsemen. "We have given their old king to Odin. Let's give their new one to Asbjorn." Without another word, he dropped the head, took up an axe and charged at the horrified princeling. Hello everyone and welcome back to the mighty Adriatic Kingdom of Safairland now, as we own a pretty decent chunk of Italy. Now we do have a lot of titles that we need to give out at the beginning of this episode, as well as go over the 2 new custom characters that I've added, as we've got 4 titles to give away. There's 2 that needed landing anyway, and then we have 2 new ones, who I think 1 will be getting land. There's a good chance both might be getting land. Depends if I've added things upright. As we know, Rome now belongs to the Vikings and to the Norse gods, and we also took most of Duke Guy's lands, but Duke Guy is still hanging in his last tiny bit of land that he's got, which we will take from him at some point as soon as we can. And one thing I did notice after the episode, so I decided to save it here just to show it, is look at the slaughter of Segni, as it is now called, because it well and truly was a complete and utter annihilation of the Italian forces. So we fielded 5,604 men. We lost 159 of those men. Nothing at all. That's a ridiculously small amount of manpower. The Italians, however, fielded 4,039 men. 4,030 of those were slaughtered. 9 survivors out of 4,039 men compared to 100. That is ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever seen such a one-sided victory in Crusader Kings 3. That is absolutely insane. I'm going to have a quick look at the details. We've got the kills, but let's have a look at the champions and see what champions got the most kills. Also, Duke Guy was actually fighting in this battle, and he got 5 kills. But compared to Jarl Gunvald, who was, of course, our POV character for the introduction, he got a whopping 51 kills. That is absolutely insane. Jarl Aid, 34. Sigbjorn, our son, got 26 himself. That's pretty impressive, to be fair. But yeah, we got an insane amount of kills in that Duke Guy with his 5. My God, so Jarl Gunvald got 10 times more kills than their best commander did. Absolutely insane. What an insane battle. Obviously, we already know that Gunvald did remove the head of King Arding of Italy, which is hilarious. And we captured several people as well. We did get some of our own kills, but that's just absolutely insane. Right, what issues do we currently have? I know that we've got too many duchies. We are going to sort that out. We've got several wars. Powerful vassals expecting counter positions. Yep, so we've got a few things that we do need to sort out before we get into the episode. But before we do that, let's just show off our new courtiers. And I think we've actually got our first Croatian custom character today, which is really cool. So let's see where he is. Here he is. We've got Marijan, who is sadistic. He's gregarious. He's impatient. A flamboyant trickster. He's delicate, comely, an eager reveller, a schemer, and a profligate, so he likes to spend money. Okay, we need to find him a spouse. Let's see what we've got. We've got a Serbian, our granddaughter, that is. Okay, interesting. She's actually classed as Serbian. Got a hunchback here. Let's have a look if we've got many with decent inheritable traits. So we do have our granddaughter there, who might not be a bad choice. She's Serbian as well, so we'll be able to join people together here. Okay, we have there's a few decent. What does he have? So he has comely himself. Let's go with Alvor Toki then. Why not?
And then they can share that good-looking trait. And we're also going to grant this guy some titles. He's going to be the first Croatian that we are going to grant titles. Because we have actually got a bit of Croatian land here that needs a new overlord. So, yeah, let's let this new Croatian vassal have the Chiefdom of Laika. Grand title. Perfect. He now becomes our vassal. Hopefully he'll stay loyal because of that. Hopefully he's going to have his marriage soon sorted out. His levies reinforcing there, as we can see. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Our other new custom courtier is, if we can find him, this guy is a Norseman. Here we go. Jorgen, who is lustful, brave, gregarious. He's a charismatic negotiator. He's a forder. He's scarred. He's athletic, a Viking, and a wise man. Let's get him a bride as well. We've got our Serbian granddaughter here with the hail trait. Yeah, she'll do for him. He's Norse, she's Norse. I have pinned these characters already. And then the other characters are in the wrong court accidentally, but it does not matter. One of them was Count Bjorn, who moved away, but we've moved him back, and he is now the new chieftain, or well, count, but chieftain of Skordaland underneath Gunnar. And then the other one is in Gunnar's court. We'll find him. It's one who disappeared a few episodes ago, unfortunately, but we have managed to track him down. And that is Aros, who now holds his bride 30, so he can still have children, which is good. And we're going to grant him the landed title of, let's see what we've still got to give away. Do you know what? Let's give him, do we give him Felstad, or do we give him this other one here? We'll give him Felstad. There we go. Perfect. That's going to make him like us a little bit more. We've made him important already. So we're finally getting rid of some of these titles. Now we've got 2 left to go. One we're going to give to Jorgen. And the other one we're going to give... One second, where is Jorgen? Let's sort Jorgen out first. And then I've decided what I'm going to do with the other one. Where are you, Jorgen? Here you are. We did sort your marriage out already, didn't we? So let's grant you the title of, and we'll give you this bit of land down here, which is the Chiefdom of Podrinje down in Serbia. Perfect. There we go. And we are going to have to swap the vassal over to Talir's son eventually. We won't be doing that. Oh, no, I think it's actually could be its own duchy by the looks of it. But that's interesting. So we'll see how things go down there. And then we've still got one more domain. I don't know if it's going to do this or not when I do this, but we're going to go to good old Chieftain Kier, because he's our only one out of our original council members who is yet to get a Jarldom, and he has more than earned that right. So I'm going to grant him the title, the Jarldom of, not Latium, but where is it? The Jarldom of Spilito. He's going to get a decent plot of land for that. He's not going to have all of the vassals there, unfortunately, just because Asbjorn's too greedy to give them away. But in the future, he will get those vassals when we play as Sigbjorn, and he's more willing to give them away. So let's grant him that Jarldom. Perfect. He is now the Jarl of that. He's not got it all, unfortunately. He's only got these 2 bits, who actually underneath him has vassals. We do need to... Does that mean we probably do actually need to give him the capital, don't we, of that land? So we will do that. Where are you? Jarl Kier. Grant title. The capital. Here we go. This is the capital, isn't it? Yes, the Chiefdom of Spalato. Perfect. There we go. And yeah, he's moved his capital straight to there. That which does make perfect sense. So he now lives in Italy along with Aid. It's going to give us some strong vassals, of course, in Italy there as well. And that gets us down to the domain limit of 6. Perfect. What other issues do we have? We can use that kingdom, but we're not going to do that at present. We can grant vassals to the rightful liege, but that's going to make our stress, unfortunately, go through the roof. So we can't do that just yet, unfortunately. And we've also got Count Aros, that we need to send over. But again, we can't do it at present just because of how greedy Asbjorn is. It would send him over the edge. We're already on over the stress level, so we can't risk it at present. We'll do it in the future. And let's finally unpause and see what chaos is going to await us in the next episode. How long is it going to be before the Pope and the Christians try to retake their holy city? I feel for them if they do it, because as we can see, Europe is in quite a state. West Francia has collapsed to 3 kingdoms. A lot of Italy has obviously been taken by us. The Dutch have managed to conquer a huge bit of land, which is interesting. East Francia is doing the best out of those Frankian kingdoms, still doing pretty well, as we can see. Poland has now been formed, which is awesome. So Poland are doing pretty well. We could probably get an alliance with them, because they are not yet... Oh, wow, and Poland has just formed even more. Awesome. Poland has just really formed, and I believe they're still pagan. We could try and get an alliance with Poland. That would be awesome if we had an alliance with them. We've already got one with Sweden, of course, who are doing incredibly well up here. Denmark are doing pretty well. They've got half of Ireland, and then Ivar the Bonelesses and Sisters of the Isles have taken the other half of Ireland, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. England is a complete mess, split between several petty kingdoms, 5 or 6 petty kingdoms. We've got the 2 Northumbrian kingdoms, Jorvik, Northumbria. Wales is doing insanely well, though. Gwynedd. They've actually taken some of Lower Scotland, which is really cool. They're doing really well, the Welsh are. Never seen the Welsh do so well. They normally get taken over pretty quickly, so England could fall to the Danelaw, which would be pretty good for our timeline of what we're trying to do. But yeah, Aquitaine is its own kingdom as well. Burgundy as well. So yeah, there's a lot of mess going on around Central Western Europe. But that's really cool that Poland have managed to form. And Lithuania are doing pretty well as well. So it might not be the end for paganism. Paganism may make a big comeback and take over a lot of Western Europe at the rate that it's going, which would be really cool. What an interesting and an amazing alternate timeline. Eastern-wise, most stuff still the same. Lots of small tribes. I'm very surprised that Russia is not doing more. Rurik's son. I'm surprised that he's not managed to take more of this land and at least get a little bit closer to forming Russia by now. And Norway is literally non-existent, just split between Sweden and Denmark. So that's going to be interesting. Will Bjorn Ironside's son, or maybe grandson, actually be able to form the Empire of Scandinavia? That would be really interesting to see, and it would be awesome for the Norse culture. Let's unpause again then. Sorry for me blabbering on, but I just thought it'd be cool to go and see what else is going on. Let's have a look at Poland, actually. So who is his heir? Borislav, who's 15, but he is already betrothed, unfortunately, to a 21-year-old. That's a shame. But he does have, oh no, daughters. They're all daughters. 17-year-old already married to a Norse bloke, Rurik, which is interesting. What about one of his younger daughters, 11 years old? Are any of the other daughters more impressive? No, so we'll go with the 11-year-old. Let's see if we've got anyone that we can marry to him. We do have our grandson, who's Serbian. We have our champion, Vlad. He's 4. Maybe his younger daughter would be better then. Let's arrange a marriage between her and Borna, and they will not accept that. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything with Poland just yet. I did notice, actually, somewhere around here, there is a little Norse kingdom which has popped up. Where is it? Well, not really a kingdom. It's more of a tribe or a duchy. Here it is, this guy here. He's got 1,500 men, but he has got children. He's got a disfigured son. Ouch, 7-year-old. He has this guy who's 9. Haystein. Have we got a daughter or a granddaughter that we can marry to you, maybe? Because it'd be good if we could get an alliance with this Norse tribe down here and help them. Maybe taking all over the Rus, which would be interesting. We do have granddaughters, but they're only 3. Ah, we've got a 10-year-old granddaughter. Ah, she's the Polish one, though. Sigrid, Asbjorn. They are willing to accept. Yeah, let's do that then. Let's see if we can get an alliance with that Norse tribe down here, which have got quite far south. I wonder how they got down there. Very interesting. To the implacable King Asbjorn of Saphirland, I gladly accept your proposal. Jarl Halfdan. Will we now have an alliance with you then? I'm hoping that we do. And Jarl Aid, the Fury of Benevento, finished the increase control in county task. Perfect. We do need to get better control over other areas, and I think it would be wise to go for Rome. Let's get better control over Rome. You are absolutely awful. Surely we've got someone better than you to do that job. You are absolutely terrible. It would include firing you, though. Yeah, we'll fire you for Mats. He's got 15. Much better. And he endorses us as well, which is also much better. Let's convert the faith of... Well, we're going to leave these as we said, so let's go for more of these coastal lands down in Italy and see what we can do there instead. Is there anything we can do decision-wise? Hold a feast. Oh, definitely. Let's hold a huge feast. It will lower our stress, which is perfect. But let's host a huge feast to celebrate our victory over the Italians and over all of Christendom. The guests are gathered in the Great Hall, lords and ladies from near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright and spirits are high as the feast begins. Welcome, friends. We do have a dangerous faction here, though. It's only some peasant revolts. Easy to take down. Always very easy to take down. I don't even fear peasant revolts anymore. I'm probably going to jinx that. But in CK2, I used to massively fear peasant revolts. They was always a complete disaster. They could really fuck you over. Eating was well underway and drinking a little too far along when Ivar decided it was time for some horse riding. My stables were locked up tight, but with guidance from Count Jorgen, Ivar soon led a group of eager riders inside. With absolutely no control over my animals, there was swearing, laughter, and broken bones as men and women fell from horse ambling around the hall. Other creatures in the stables did not get away much easier, and one goat nearly caved in under the weight of Mare. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, but we do spend some prestige for that, unfortunately, but it was a lively feast. That sounds like good fun. I think Asbjorn would have enjoyed that. How old is Asbjorn now? Wow, 63. Insane. Feast. The feast ends. My guests are going home, all in good moods. The feast has brought us closer, and we will be able to look back and chuckle at the escapades of Ivar and his drunken band of merrymakers for years to come. Keep me in your heart, vassals, and we gain 150 prestige, and every guest gains a 20% opinion of us, which is awesome. Ivar's our son, isn't it? Yes. I didn't even think he was in court anymore, Ivar. I thought you was off doing your own things, but apparently not. Still unlanded, but as we know, we have partition with the tribal culture, so our sons will inherit our lands when we do eventually die. It's why we're not making any more kingdoms, because we don't want Saphirland to split. But as it is now, Sigbjorn will inherit the entire kingdom, but then some of our other sons, is it 4 sons that we've got, or 5? I'm trying to remember how many sons we have. I saw we have 4 sons. Sigbjorn, Asbjorn, Aslak, I forgot Aslak, then Ivar and Floki. So yeah, each of them will get titles, the main title going to Sigbjorn. Asbjorn will probably get Roma then, I imagine, as that's probably the second best out of our vassals. I'm hoping that Kier will give his old seat of Trelborg in Odin's Rift to one of his sons, or maybe somebody else, just so we can get some more people landed. To the implacable King Asbjorn of Saphirland, I call on you to honour our alliance and join me in the war against the tyranny of King Unandrog. Oh god, is that the King of Poland? That's not 4,700 men, and you've got 700 men. Who else has enjoyed it? We'd only have one ally. Oh god, I'm going to have to decline. We're not getting involved in a war that big against a huge power like Poland to the north. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to have to turn you down, I'm afraid. Poland have nearly, pretty much, if we're going to kingdoms, they've pretty much taken all of Poland. Lithuania as well. We've got a lot of kingdoms around to the north, haven't we? They're doing insanely well. Really, really well, in fact. But yeah, to see that Norway hasn't formed at all. Sweden is actually huge compared to how big it should be. Insanely huge. I know that the Sapmi is part of it, really, but it'll be interesting to see if they can form the Empire of Scandinavia. Fellow servant of the Allfather, as our order of the Jom's Vikings grow, we need more land from which to organise our defence of the Astur faith. The city of Stun is perfectly suited to our purpose, and we wish to lease it into the service for our cause. Your request is granted. For Odin, we gain 304 gold. You get the city of Stun, lease city of Stun out to the Jom's Vikings. That improves his opinion of us. Would Visegrad not serve you just as well? We don't get as much money, but we still get the same. Where is the city of Stun again? That just makes me laugh, the city of Stun, because that's a nickname that me and my wife call our black Labrador. No idea why, because her name's Pepper, so I don't know why we call her Stun, but yeah, we do for some reason. Where is this? The city of Stun is this one down here in Dubrovnik. Yeah, you can have that, that's fine, and we gain a lot of gold for that. I don't know what we're going to do with all that gold, because we've already got an insane amount of gold. We could invite some champions. You know what? Let's invite some new champions. See if we can get some awesome new champions. We could also go on a pilgrimage, which might make us get that religious icon piety trait, because we've already filled out the living legend. So it would be interesting if we could fill that out as well. Do you know what? For now, let's call a hunt, lower our stress down a little bit more, and maybe we can start transferring out some of those vassals then, and just make the borders a little bit nicer, because the vassal borders are a bit of a mess at the moment due to Asbjorn's greedy trait. Oh no, and Kier has died of old age at the age of 62. That absolutely sucks. I'm really annoyed about that, but at least we did manage to make him a Jarl just before he died. So now we have Jarl Hallbjorn, who's pretty impressive, to be fair. Very zealous man. He's gout-ridden, which is not good. His son is only young, Kier, named after his father. But hopefully he'll have more children. He's still 29. He's a berserker, which is interesting. But yeah, we'll see how things go there. It's such a shame that Kier has died. No, not pin notification. Clear notification. We do now need to pin his son, though, to make him interesting. Do you know what? I think I've got several on here that need unpinning. Kier, of course, as he's now dead. Is there any others that are dead and need unpinning? No, not at present. That's fine. But that's a shame that he's died. A real shame. It means we are going to need a new Master of Coin. No idea who we're going to go with for that. My vassal Mare Astrid is the first to see it. The flightly heart is hard to distinguish from its surroundings, but it is observing us through the undergrowth. I like eyes of the animal, and it is almost as if it can sense my intention, for it suddenly takes off. We ride, or slow and steady now. That cliff looks steep. We ride and gain prestige. I hope that we don't fall off a flipping cliff. We need a new steward. Do we have anyone good at... Oh my god, we have nobody who is decent at stewardship at all. We have our greedy son Loki, but he's not amazing, is he, really? We've got a fortune builder in Vlad. My god, we've literally got nobody who is good at stewardship at all. We're going to have to go with our son and hope that he can improve, but he's not the best, is he? He's awful compared to Kier. At least Talir's son was pretty decent in intrigue. But we really need to improve some of these children. We need to... Well, I've given them all decent guardians, but they're just not getting that good, annoyingly. Hunt the heart. My world narrows to the nature surrounding us as we follow the heart on its escape through a ravine. Riding side by side with Mare Astrid, I hear the thunder of hoofs, dogs barking, men shouting. Excitement flows through me as we slowly gain on our quarry. We press on, 175 prestige. We've had a new champion arrive, who is a Slovenian... Serbian giant. Can we recruit you to court? It's only 5 gold, so we will do that. Let's arrange a marriage for you. Not one of our granddaughters. How old are you? 28. It doesn't need to have an inheritable trait. Let's just marry you to anyone for now. We haven't really got anyone. Marry as you please. We'll sort of stuff out later. But at least we've recruited a new champion. Task finished. Loki Asbjorn Eriksson has finished the promote culture task, so we need to go elsewhere and do that now. Where should we spread the Norse culture to next? Let's spread it in Napoli. Why not? I know that it is a killing shot before the arrow even finds its target. As the heart stumbles and falls, we drown out its wails with shouts of victory. A good kill. So we're going to probably get a lot of prestige from this hunt. Not that we can do a lot with it. Our men-at-arms are completely maxed out to the maximum at present. There's not a lot we can do. Hunt returning from the wild. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses to leave the plains behind as the servants prepare the heart and the other game for the journey back. Hunts like these are a pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. We return home reinvigorated. 150 prestige. Right, what other decisions have we got that we can do? We can go on a pilgrimage. That's pretty much it. Should we go on a pilgrimage? Let's have a look. Let's prepare for the journey. Yes, let's go on a pilgrimage. It is time for me to set out on my journey to one of the holy places, but which one? The site at Saktuna, 262 gold. The temples in Roskilde, to Papaborn, perhaps somewhere else. Let's go to the furthest one away in Upland. We're going to go all the way to Sweden. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of the gods. My destination lies far from home, but in service to Asgard, even my own realm must wait. It is time to depart. Yes, let's go on a very long journey to the north and see what we can do. Going to be going a hell of a long way. The Holy Hoarder has been hired by Chieftain Ingold of Halsingland. Okay. Clear notification. Not much else that we can do, really. At present, we pilgrimage lost, I could have sworn that this was supposed to be the path onwards. None of my companions or I have managed to find our way back to the pilgrimage route. Are we even looking at the right stars at night? It feels as if we have been wasting weeks. We must find a guide no matter the cost. I swear it's a little further in this direction. Yeah, we don't want to be gaining stress. We've only managed to just get our stress down. War-wise, I'm not sure what we can do. Do we have a truce with Italy? Yes, so we can't really attack Italy for more land at present. We could attack Balaton to get that little bit of land that we do need to finish off our kingdom. So we could do that. Oh no, we've gained the ill trait. Dying, we're at death's doorstep. It seems I have not taken well to all this travel. Perhaps it is the strange lands filled with unfamiliar air, or perhaps my furs are not warm enough. Either way, my cough has been persistent for weeks, and this morning I could barely muster the strength to get out of bed. Do I even have the strength to continue onwards? This is no time to give up. I cannot go on like this. I return home with the trait ill. This is no time to give up. We will not give up. We are Asbjorn Erikson. He will not give up that early. Hopefully we don't die. But I can't see him being willing to give up. He would push on and try and finish. Wow, 7,500 men. That is insane. I was about to start a war, but I don't know if it would be a good idea now, just in case we do die. And our chieftain has been swayed. Perfect. Imprisoned. Countess Berta, my rigid concubine, is now held against her will by Duke Guy. I absolutely hate this guy. Why can we not get this bastard back? Just what can be done for her? There's nothing. How did he even imprison her? Pilgrimage, the arrival. I am finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of Saktuna. As the Hovgodi offers me blessing, I reflect on everything that has happened to me for the gods to bring me here at this moment in time. I have walked the holy path. We gain 625 piety. Awesome. Gain the trait pilgrim because your faith has the ancestor worship. Awesome. We're now a pilgrim, which is absolutely awesome. Another awesome trait to add to us. What do we get out of that? We get monthly piety plus 10% and same faith opinion plus 5. Perfect. Can't complain about that. Awesome. Hopefully we'll return home now, and when we do, our granddaughter has been taken prisoner by the King of Poland. That's only to be expected. A new champion has arrived. Bojan. He's Croatian, Christian, a peasant leader, blade master. Decent prowess. Recruit to court. Yes. And can we demand you to convert? Will you do it? Yes, he'll accept. Good. I don't mind you being Croatian, but we don't want Christians in our court. The return. My journey has been a long one, but I have finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the Godar and Hofgodi treat me. I have undergone the journey of a holy man, and they insist it has changed something about me, whether I can see it myself or not. It is good to be home. We're not a religious icon, though, unfortunately. But now that we're home, let's take advantage of the last years of Asbjorn's life, just to get a little bit more land. You have 2,500 men. You're allied to Chieftain Miroslav, who has 500 men. And you're also allied to Duke Ruslav, who has 500 men. So we'll be able to take care of you easy enough. You are Christian as well, so it's only right that we do take what we deserve. We can actually subjugate your entire kingdom, and we have got enough prestige to do that, but I don't want land all the way up there, to be honest. Not yet. I literally just want to take what belongs to us for now. And that will only cost us 100 piety, but then again, I'm going to use the prestige even though it costs more, because I want to try and build our piety up, and we've got more than enough prestige to go spare. So there we go, war declared. Let's rally our men on the border, and we will raise all our men here. Perfect. We'll raise all our men just in case they have any other allies or any other tricks up their sleeve. Enemy ally joins, Duke Ruslav, that's fine. And we have just died. King Asbjorn of Safirland has joined the feast in Valhalla at age 64. He died from being ill, a man of unparalleled prowess. He finally found an opponent that he could not overpower. King Sigbjorn ascends to the throne, a fierce and relentless warrior. He is believed to howl at the moon and drink the blood of his enemies in battle. Nice. Continue as King Sigbjorn. And we're at war as well. We don't have as much manpower now either. Let's have a look then at what's happened. Our titles will have split. We only have one title now, so they have split between our brothers by the looks of it. We need to choose a lifestyle focus. He's very martial based, that's fine. And we will go for, considering you're going for the gallant trait, let's go for the chivalry focus then. We need to sort out our council positions for our Chancellor. We will go with Jarl Gunnar, of course. Our steward. We will go with Chieftain Ivar. Is that our brother? Yes, it's our half-brother. For our marshal, we will go with Jarl Aid, our father-in-law. And for our spymaster, we'll go with Jarl Halfston. Perfect, everyone's still doing what they was doing before. We should be able to grant out some of these vassals now, finally. Yes, grant vassals to the rightful lieges, which isn't going to upset us. So we can finally sort out some of this horrible border gore. So let's give all of those their correct vassals. Perfect. We can negotiate an alliance with Chieftain Loki. That's our brother. He's our vassal anyway. So who has... we're not endorsed by you either, so we're going to need to try and sway you. Let's see if we can do that. At least we've got all the money still. Can we send you a gift? Yes. How much? 37 gold to improve your opinion. No brainer. Easy. So who inherited Rome? Asbjorn, Jarl Asbjorn of Rome. Interesting. Very nice. Who inherited the other lands? Oh, you don't actually belong to him then. Okay. What lands did the others get out of our brothers? So Asbjorn got Rome and Latinium. Aslak got Zegrab. Okay, interesting. Chieftain Ivar got some land. Is that part of Spilita? I think it might be. And we've got one more brother, haven't we? Yes, Chieftain Loki is also landed in Italy. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's continue rallying our troops then. We've got a lot of manpower. We will keep these split into 3 armies. Why not? Who is leading this army? Aid. And we will lead the other army ourselves. Wow. 31 commander advantage. Awesome. And we're also a siege leader, of course. Right. Aid. You will march to this city over here. Gunvald. You will march and just stand in the middle here between the 2 armies. And our own army, we will march onto this tribe here and get that under siege. Oh, we've got some empty council positions, of course. We've got our minor titles that we still need to give out. Our cupbearer. Oh, we could go with our brother-in-law, Jarl Sedmundra of Dubrovnik. Wow, he's got very good diplomacy and very good intrigue. Yeah, we'll go with him. God, he's huge. Master of Ships. We'll go for Jarl Gunvald. Our seer, can we even have a seer? No. And our court champion, we will go with... let's go with Bojan. Why not? And our tax collector, do we keep you as you are? Sophia Lynx, are you the best one we've got? Yes, you are. So we'll keep you as you are. Perfect. Let's get our men into position, ready to attack this Christian kingdom to the north. Okay, they've got some decent amount of men here. 2,500, 600, 500, so we do need to be careful. We're sending that army there anyway. That army's going down there. And then this army, which is staying there, I'm going to move you on 1 province, just so you are bang in the middle. We can get you to either or, whichever one we need to get you to first. Let's get our men in position. And once they are in position, I think we'll end the episode. Oh, we need a new steward. Okay, we need a new steward. We've literally got no good stewards at all. We need a new steward. We need a good steward. Let's just go with Jarl Lars then for now. But yeah, we definitely need a new steward. But now that our men are in position, we will end today's episode here. So thank you all so much for watching as always, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you enjoyed all of Jarl Asbjorn's reign as much as I did. What an incredible king he was. But now it's time for a new chapter and a new king. God knows what chaos is going to befall us now that we've got a new untested ruler. It could be chaos. I hope it is chaos. That will be interesting. Don't forget to like and comment down below and join the Discord server as well, guys. And hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of the Raiders of the Adriatic.